Hello, and welcome to Pod of the Week, a place where I get to share my thoughts on pods I think you need to know about. I really hope these podcast reviews are helping you, or you find it interesting, or if not, if the reviews are not satisfactory, at least it's piquing your desire to explore the podcast that I do mention. Because we do have fantastic podcasts, not only on the African continent, but the world in general. There's a podcast for everyone. And the sooner you get into it, the better your life will be. That's my guarantee. And today's podcast is another one of those podcasts that will potentially help spark your entrepreneurial brain and hear some real entrepreneur stories on the African continent. And I firmly believe that advice that cannot be implemented is just noise. And this podcast is not like that at all. You hear stories of entrepreneurs and business thinkers, one, their journey, but also advice that you could potentially implement and follow in a new budding business. And maybe the stories will spark your creativity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to listen to a podcast called Entrepreneurs Chat Podcast. And this particular episode, which I want to profile, is how this serial entrepreneur, one who's seasoned in property, had 25 Airbnbs at one stage, but made 1 million rand within 3 months. Yeah, and you hear his stories, his pitfalls, the learnings, and those that have Airbnbs know the challenges that come with it, the potential theft. But this gentleman's story of how he actually downscaled from 25 to 3, but what he's learned in the process and how he's actually has a strategy in making money, particularly in these challenging times. Worth the listen. I encourage you to listen to many of the other episodes on this particular podcast channel. It is a YouTube video podcast, which I think will just be for those the visual people like myself. If you want to know what it sounds like, have a listen.
25.
Sure.
Yeah. So
used to run 25 at the same time.
At the same time.
Sure.
Or let it go.
Wow.
By the way, Airbnbs do depreciate your asset. They always say you never go wrong in property.
Yeah.
Your asset always goes up in value. Your equity always goes up in value. Airbnbs depreciate your assets. It's the wear and tear situation. You've got people who host parties. Obviously, you made right, no parties allowed, but they still do it. So people just generally mess up your place. Chances are you're looking at your costing. I'm already paying bond, I'm paying this, but I have to paint this place every 3 months. So you get a lot of different people that just come into your property and actually take. Well, there's ways to mitigate those kind of risks now, which I've mastered.
They stole a TV.
A TV.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 32K gone.
It doesn't even matter if you report them on.
No, we tried. I mean, I was livid. I was going to the police station. We didn't win.
Multi-award winning real estate principal and property investor Moshonishwa Winston Kunene is back, and this time he is teaching us how to win on Airbnb.
But the first time investor, I'm sure they're trying to save costs. I'll put the key under the carpet so that I don't have to drive there all the time to do check-ins and check-outs, because it's tedious, it's petrol, traffic, and people treat it as a part-time. You can't. It's different to a tenant. That can be a side hustle. You need a full team.
Sure.
You're running a hospitality business.
Tell me, bro, how are you acquiring 10 Airbnbs in one go?
Okay. Let me. They want to know. Okay.
No one is coming to save us. No one is coming to give us the lives that we deserve. We only have each other. Entrepreneurs teaching entrepreneurs. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Chat Podcast. Subscribe and share right now.
So if you're looking for a podcast that will not only inspire you, but I believe will spark the brain in creating new entrepreneurial ideas, how to start a business, particularly in the Airbnb space and beyond, but also just a good listen of someone else's story, then this is a podcast for you. So remember, podcasts are not for some, they're for everyone.